What is going on, Knicks Nation? My name is Richie. Welcome back to Knicks Media. We have some news and some latest stuff that's been going on this offseason. I want to update you guys on. There's a lot that's happened in these last few days because the offseason is about to begin this week. The NBA draft is here. We have free agency opening up next week. Trades are flying across the NBA. Rumors are going left and right. So I want to give you guys my thoughts on all the latest rumors, all the latest reports. We have Isaiah Hartenstein and OG Anunoby hopefully coming back to the New York Knicks this week. We have an NBA draft to talk about coming up this week. Mitchell Robinson's on the trade block. The Knicks are interested in, and they're a team to look out for Paul George. What? There's a lot to organize here in this live show. I appreciate you guys tuning in to another Knicks Media Live. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button on your way in. But more importantly, I want to hear from Knicks fans in the live chat and in the comment section down below your thoughts of all the latest news, all the latest reports. Let's start off with Paul George. That's the first thing I want to talk about. And the reason why I want to talk about him first is because I don't want him. How about that? Done. Nil. That's all I need to say. Paul George? No, thank you. Now, let's keep it professional here. The reason why I'm saying it, all jokes aside, is I don't think Paul George fits this Knicks team. I don't think that the identity and the culture that the Knicks have established thus far, I don't think Paul George at his point of his career fits what the Knicks are trying to get done. He's injury prone. He's towards the end of his career, and he's not all in defensively as he used to be. I mean, Paul George used to be one of the best two-way players in the league at one point, but that's in the past. I also don't think Paul George and OG Anunoby could be on the team together. I think this whole Paul George situation is if OG does not resign. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Knicks can't afford giving OG a $40 million contract and then signing Paul George. So I'm not buying into that rumor yet. I have to see some things before I get my thoughts of Paul George. So that's my stance of that. I prefer the Knicks stay away from Paul George. I just want them to re-sign OG, and that's our wing player next to Jalen Brunson and the boys for next season. Now, getting into the Mitchell Robinson trade rumors, I was live on Bleacher Report just before this, so make sure you guys go check out me on Bleacher Report. I can link my profile there. I've been very active on there, reporting all things New York Knicks on Bleacher Report. But when it comes to the Mitchell Robinson news, you guys know me if you've been watching my channel for a long time. I am one of the biggest Mitchell Robinson fans there is. I bought a jersey of his many times. We go way back. And the way I want to start this is after the RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley trade to getting OG Anunoby, that trade woke me up as a Knicks fan of I have to remove myself as a, how do I say this? I have to remove my attachment from these players because I'm someone that attaches on to these players, especially that we draft, and they feel like I'm a fan of the player as well as the fan as the team. So when the Knicks traded RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley, I reacted in a way in the moment of being pissed. I'll be honest, but that was short-minded. I made a mistake. The reason why I was upset was because I loved Quickley and I loved Barrett, and I completely lost sight of what the Knicks are getting back, which was a phenomenal player in OG Anunoby. And that trade woke me up to the point where there's nobody on this Knicks team that is untradeable. And Mitchell Robinson is the next player that I think is tradable. As much as I love Mitch, I think it makes sense for the Knicks to trade him. I'd rather the Knicks keep him, personally. But if you want to re-sign OG Anunoby, if you want to re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein, and if you want to add another piece to this team somehow, there's somebody on this team that needs to be traded. There's somebody on this team that needs to open up the cap space, and Mitchell Robinson seems to be that guy. Now, as much as I love Mitchell Robinson, I think he is a piece that's going to be impossible to replace, but the one thing that will always hold a grudge over him is his injury concern. Mitchell Robinson's injuries have really hurt this Knicks team. If he was healthy this past year in the playoffs, who knows? We could have got a lot further. But not only did he get hurt in the playoffs, he had ankle surgery in December, missed 50 games in the regular season. And that's not the first season he got hurt. So we need to buckle up here. And the Knicks got to stay healthy. And the Knicks want to make sure that they stay healthy, okay? And Mitchell Robinson is a player that simply is not someone that proved to be able to stay healthy. It's that simple. It's that simple. So I think what the Knicks have to do right now is buckle up and hope for the best and realize that Mitchell Robinson getting traded could open up the Knicks financially to make other moves and to re-sign our own players. Okay? Now, the latest that we've heard from OG and Hartenstein is that the Knicks are optimistic that they can bring them both back. Now, there's a lot of other players out there, to the Knicks, that teams out there that can lure away a Hartenstein or an Anunoby, and everything stays the same with that. Starting off with Hartenstein, nothing's changed. The same exact thing that we've known for weeks and months. The Knicks can offer him a max contract at 4 years, $72.5 million. Another team like the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Orlando Magic or a team with a lot of cap space can offer Hartenstein more money. And it's going to be in Isaiah Hartenstein's court to make the decision on if he wants to come to the Knicks for less or go to another team for more money. That's up to Hartenstein. And it seems like the Knicks are optimistic that he's going to take that contract, which is why they're pivoting to a potential trade of Mitchell Robinson. I'll tell you guys this. There's no world where the Knicks trade Mitchell Robinson if that means Isaiah Hartenstein's walking. Not happening. They were not walking away from this offseason by not having at least one of Hartenstein and Robinson. Now, ideally, in a perfect world, we can have both, but realistically speaking, it's going to be hard to do financially. So the Knicks have to be responsible and make a tough decision. And if there was one guy in this team that you have to sacrifice in order to open up money, it may be Mitch because of the injuries. That is the issue here. That is the issue here with the New York Knicks and that. So there is a lot of good things to look forward to this upcoming week, folks, because the NBA draft is here. And the Knicks have 2 first-round picks, and they can get creative here. Now, there is a name that Ian Begley listed on the article that actually said that the Knicks are talking to the Washington Wizards about a potential trade with Mitchell Robinson. He said that Bitadze from the Orlando Magic is a player that can come in here and replace a Mitchell Robinson. He's a guy that is a shot blocker off the bench from Orlando, 24 years old, former first-round pick. Is he Mitchell Robinson? Absolutely not. He's not even close to the rebounder of Mitch, but he is a guy that can protect the rim, and he could be a guy that coming off the bench behind Isaiah Hartenstein. He was a big piece of that Orlando Magic team that went to the playoffs last year for the first time in a long time. I'm not going to sit here and say he would absolutely be my favorite player if we signed him, but the one thing I've learned with this Knicks team is that players that the Knicks bring into the system, they become their best selves under head coach Tom Thibodeau. So if Bitadze becomes a Knick and replacing Mitch, you never know. Also, we have to put in consideration, what would the Knicks get back from Mitchell Robinson in a potential trade? Would it just be draft compensation? Will there be a player involved? I've heard Knicks fans throw Kyle Kuzma's name out there because Washington, no thank you. No thank you. But hey, you never know. You never know. So that's really the update. There's a lot of different things. OG Anunoby just declined his player option. That was expected to happen. That's breaking news. But that is, again, that is totally expected. Today was the deadline for him to do it. So now he officially becomes a free agent, and OG Anunoby is now a officially free agent. Now, guys, don't look at this as a breaking news, like, what? It is, right? This was totally expected. Today was the day to do it. Keith's in the chat. Love Mitch, but I'd be okay with trading him. I feel you, Keith. That's how I'm feeling about it. That's how I'm feeling about it. So it is official, folks. It is official. OG has declined the option, and he is officially now a free agent. Okay? Officially a free agent. So that's definitely news. Wait, is it true Mitchell Robinson's going to be the next guest on the Roommates show? Oh, yeah, it is. Wow. I love that. So, as you can see here, Mitchell Robinson is going to be the next guest on the Roommates show, which is Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson's podcast. This is going to be an interesting one. How many comments are going to be already? Is Mitch coming to... Is he staying with the Knicks? Is he leaving? That's going to be interesting. So that's definitely some news, guys. Breaking news, OG Anunoby is officially opting into free agency. Love Mitchell Robinson, but we can't keep worrying if he's going to get hurt or if he can make a free throw. He is what he is now. Very true. Hartenstein and Robinson are the perfect center. I agree, John. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard to keep them both. It's going to be hard to keep them both. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button on your way into the show. My name is Richie here live on Knicks Media. It's been a while since we've been live on the channel, but now officially the offseason is here. So I would appreciate it if you guys can simply hit the like button for your boy on the way into the show. We have 70 people live watching on YouTube and only 10 likes. We can do better than that, Knicks fans. Come on now. Let's manifest some good moves for these Knicks. Corey's in the house. Richie, what is going on with the Knicks situations? There's a lot to figure out, a lot to organize, and that's what Leon Rose is all up to do right now. I love Mitch as a great rebounder, but it may be time to move on from Mitch because of the free throws. His B-day is the same day as yours, Richie. Yes, his birthday is the same day as mine. Not only the date, but the year as well. So me and Mitch are the same exact age. Crazy. That's why it's going to be hard for me to let go of Mitch, man. My twin. If we keep Robinson and draft the center, exclude Sims. Sims is going to stay in that rotational role, I think, personally. Everybody knew OG was going to opt out. Yes, exactly. No, this isn't breaking news from a standpoint of like, what? OG opted out? No, everyone knew that was going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And today was the deadline to do it. Expect Paul George to opt out of his potentially today as well. And other players, this is the deadline, I believe. So that's that. Is there any guys that you guys are targeting in the NBA draft for the Knicks? Let me know your thoughts about that. I'm going to be live on Bleach Report tomorrow morning to talk about the Knicks trade targets. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, there's a lot of Knicks news that's just coming out. A lot of Knicks moves that's coming out. My boy, Wild Boy Trey's in the house. Paul George is the perfect move for the Knicks. I believe that puts us right up there with Boston. I don't care about age and injury history. Take the risk. Now, I know this is going to be a controversial take, so let me know your thoughts in the chat about our boy, Wild Boy Trey. His take here. I'm going to put a poll in the chat right now. I'm going to ask you guys in the chat right now because I know that this is a very controversial topic. Would you want the Knicks to bring in Paul George? All right, vote in the chat right now. Do you guys want the Knicks to bring in Paul George? Because, again, this is interesting. We have someone that is very on board about it. I think the majority, if I had to guess, is going to say no. That's my guess. I could be wrong. What would happen if OG didn't opt into his contract? He did not opt into his contract, Corey. He is a free agent now, and that was expected. So when you see the news that OG declined his option and is opting into free agency, this is something we all knew months ago. So don't look at it as like, what? Why would he do that? No, this was known. Now we have to hope that he comes back with the Knicks. It's been the case, and now it's just official. Tony P's in the chat. We don't need Paul George. I wouldn't love the move, but I guess I can live with it. Eric says no on Paul George. We need to keep Anunoby. I agree. If you're asking me, it's Paul George or OG Anunoby, I'm taking OG every time. I don't think it's possible to have them both without trading like another player besides Mitch. John wants Holmes, Furphy, and Dunn. Okay, I like it. Need OG and PG. I don't know if that's possible. I don't think it is. I think it's one or the other. So the chat already is talking. We have 15 votes in the poll. Everybody vote right now in the poll. Would you want the Knicks to get Paul George? 65% says no, which is what I expected to be the case. Jay Selt says, need to re-sign Hartenstein. The SL was great with him. Trade Robinson, pick a center, many serviceable backup bigs in the draft at 24. Maybe use Mitch to move up and get Carter, Castle, Reed, and keep OG. All right. I like that. And if it's not Paul George, give me DeJounte Murray. So Wild Boy Trey really wants the Knicks to land another star. He wants a Paul George. He wants a DeJounte. Which one will it be, if any? Which one will it be, if any? Interesting stuff. Very interesting. Well, the good news is we're going to find out all these answers in this next week or two. That's when everything's about to kick off, folks. We have entered the heart of the offseason. The offseason is about to kick off. We have the draft this week, and we have free agency starting. So this is where you can expect all of it. The chat keeps speaking, and the no button keeps getting clicked. Paul is a walking bucket. That is true. We cannot look at Paul George and think he's just a bum. He's not. As far as injuries, JB was hurt in the playoffs in Game 7. It looked like Josh Hart might have missed time if we made it to the next round. Julius was hurt this playoffs and lost. Yes. We don't need no star. We need to run it back. Add Najee Marshall. Okay. So I think that Knicks fans are all on the same wavelength here. Knicks fans are all on the same, not all, right? But seems like it. But guys, I want you right now in the chat to let me know which players you want the Knicks to target in the NBA draft. Right now. Everybody, let me know which players do you want the Knicks to target in this year's NBA draft. Let's talk about it. Your thoughts on the Caruso and Giddey trade? I think this is a phenomenal trade for the Thunder. Really is. I think the Thunder just got a lot better. They got an all-NBA defensive player with Lou Dort, who already is a defensive beast, with SGA and the rest of the boys and Chet. I mean, they were the first seed. I think that's a big move for them. I don't think Josh Giddey moved the needle for the Thunder. But I think Caruso will. I like that move for OKC. I like that. Ryan Dunn and Kel Ware. Now, apparently Dunn has been rising up boards. I think that the Knicks may have to trade up for a player that they love. Unless they just stay put. Like, they have the ammunition to trade up. Chris Dunn is a Tibbs player all the way. You know it. You know it. Everybody in the chat right now, let me know which players you want the Knicks to target. Let me know right now in the chat. Got to be honest, I don't want Chris Dunn. My man does not want Chris Dunn. You mean Ryan Dunn, right? You guys are confusing me. There's one Dunn. Ryan Dunn. And it seems like Ryan Dunn from Virginia, there's an article that just came out. He is gaining a lot of steam. A lot of steam. And it seems like the Knicks would have to trade up for him. Ryan Dunn. So that's definitely interesting. Richie, I hope OG comes back. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. So we got, let me know your thoughts. Who you want the Knicks to target? Kel Ware is an interesting one as well. 7 feet, 20 years old. I think the Knicks are going to take a center. I mean, they have to, right? If there was one position for the Knicks to take, it's center. Third lineup, Milton, draft player, Dunn, Toppin, Sims, or draft player. Ryan Dunn reminds me of Thibault of the Blazers, and I would trade up for that. Yeah, I would trade up for that too. I would trade up for that. I think if the Knicks love him that much, they got to be aggressive and trade up, man. We don't need 2 first-round picks. We just need 1. Trade up for your guy. Trade up for your guy. That's how I look at it. Kel Ware is a Miles Turner type. Yeah. I mean, Miles Turner scorched us, if you will. So there's a lot of options. We shall see. Folks, I'm going to be live tomorrow on Bleacher Report at 11 a.m. Would definitely love for you guys to come pull up. We're going to talk about Knicks draft prospects to watch out for. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Zach Edey, another guy that is a big name coming out of college, of course, that I've seen rumored to the Knicks. So we shall see. Folks, we're going to wrap up the show here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do not forget to hit the like button on your way out. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in to another Knicks Media show. My name is Richie. So hit that subscribe button. A lot of Knicks content coming your way. Let's go, Knicks. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, everybody. Let's go.